Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our La Liga career mode here with Sevilla. We're back today with episode 17 as we've got loads to crack on with. Big games coming in La Liga as we look to keep the pace with Barcelona at the top. And we'll also have match days 4, 5 and potentially 6 as well in the Champions League as we're currently unbeaten and sat in the top 8 places. So loads to crack on with. Let's dive straight into our first game. It is newly promoted back to the top flight, Real Sociedad away at the Real Arena. Vamos Sevilla. Yeah, looking to continue on from what has been a fantastic start to the season for Sevilla. Alex Baena, PK, Amin Gouiri all absolutely flying, and they're one of the main reasons we're doing as well as we are in these early stages. So looking to kick off today's episode with another win as Amin fires in the opening goal. Looking to keep pace at the top of the goal scoring charts. It's currently PK leading the way, but Amin trying to get back on track as he looks to win back-to-back golden boots. Tell you what, he loves an early goal as well, doesn't he, Amin Gouiri? How many times does he score in the 4th or 5th minute of games in La Liga? He loves it, loves an early goal, and he's in for a second here. Amin Gouiri for 2, he just doesn't miss. He is just so clinical, and there's no wonder why Real Madrid were interested. And I've made an agreement with Amin that if Real Madrid come back in January or in the summer, I will not stand in his way. And the way he's kicked off this campaign, I wouldn't be surprised if last year's champions want to come back in for him and bring him to the Bernabeu, because he has been phenomenal again this season. Here we come on the break again. Baena looking to add a third as PK, lovely feet, finds Amin. Can he find the finish? Yes, he can. A 31-minute hat-trick from Amin Gouiri as he is showing that he is the real deal. What a fantastic hat-trick, and the points are already wrapped up for Sevilla. Well, there is the final whistle. It's all over here as Amin Gouiri collects the match ball. Unfortunately, we did throw away the clean sheet with around 12 or 13 minutes to play. Couldn't really do much about the goal, and yeah, a bit frustrating to throw away the clean sheet, but we were absolutely on fire in that opening half an hour. Amin Gouiri with the hat-trick that ensures the 3 points for Sevilla. So we'll jump straight into our next game, again staying in La Liga as we return back home to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan and take on Celta Vigo, who had a pretty good campaign last season and managed to qualify for the Europa Conference League. We had a couple of great clashes against them as well, so I'm expecting another tough test here. Vamos Sevilla. Yeah, we've got to make sure we keep stringing these wins together, because here come Real Madrid just a few points behind us now as they start to close the gap to ourselves and Barcelona at the top, as that's beautifully worked, and Amin lashes in the opening goal. And if Real Madrid can go on a fantastic winning run, then we're going to have to match them and do the same. Amin Gouiri on target once again as we look to keep clear of the Galacticos. Walton forward to Amin, slides it forward for PK. This could and should be 2 as PK races away, and we do look set for another victory in La Liga. Amin and PK linking up once again. This time it's the Spaniard on the score sheet. And that's going to be all she wrote as well. No further goals in the second half, and this time we managed to see out the clean sheet as well, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm such a stickler for a clean sheet, but continuing our great winning run in the league as we look to fend off Real Madrid, who are within touching distance of us now, and we could be in for a fantastic title race in La Liga once again. But turning our attention to the Champions League in our next fixture in midweek, staying at home at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan as we welcome the French side Brest coming to take us on at home as we look to maintain our unbeaten start in the league phase. Vamos Sevilla. Yeah, it's been a fantastic start to the league phase, and we're currently still undefeated and inside the top 8. So I do think our fixtures have slightly helped as we've had some easier clashes, as that's going to fall for a Goumet on the edge. Oh, what a strike by Lucien Goumet, the Frenchman, against the French side, and Sevilla are in front inside the opening 10 minutes. What a strike from Goumet. Oh, Bardet beaten, danger, and Brest on level terms. Really, really poor defensively from me, and Bardet just ran away from the big man Ludwig Ajorque, who fires in the leveller. 20 to play here, still hunting that winning goal as the youngster Menendez off the bench making his debut. Ros back to Menendez and Aymar, lovely build-up, and Fresneda does get us back in front. We've had to be patient in this second half. Haven't had many clear-cut opportunities, but when one has fallen, we've taken it as Fresneda, an unlikely goal scorer, looks to have won the game for Sevilla. Well, it is all over here in Sevilla, and for a while it looked as if we may have to settle for a point, but Ivan Fresneda's goal will mean it is 3 wins from 4 in the Champions League, and we will remain in the top 8 as we look to bypass the playoff and head straight into the last 32. Another great win in Europe, and we will now turn our attention back to La Liga as we have a really tricky game heading to the San Mamés to take on Athletic Bilbao, a stadium where we've struggled throughout the course of this save, but in fantastic form. Can we pick up another win here? Vamos, Sevilla. Come Bilbao, a couple of minutes to play until the break. And make sure we get into half time. Still deadlocked at 0-0, and it's not going to happen. Wonderful strike by Johnny Burkhart. And with about 30 seconds to play until the break, it is Bilbao who strike first. Yeah, Piqué's gone down with a knock as well. I'm hoping it is just going to be a knock and it'll be a 5-day bruise, but it could be worse for the Spaniard as Burkhart's in again. Spins away from one, and Barde has to come across and make the challenge, but it's not been good enough today. Haven't created anything going forward, and I'm really struggling in the rainy conditions. But here comes Amin down the left-hand side. Piqué's holding his position. Piqué, oh, it's found its way in. I think it's going to go down as an own goal, but Piqué and Sevilla will not care as we are back on level terms. I've just seen a moment ago Madrid at 2-0 up against Villarreal, which would be a huge victory for them. So, although I'd take a point if Real Madrid win. Oh, Piqué drills in again. He will be claiming this one. Keeper maybe should have done better, and I was going to say, whilst a point is a decent result, with Real Madrid winning, we could really do with all 3 points ourselves. And as Agume slides through Piqué, I think the keeper should probably do better. It might be harsh, but from the angle, I think he should cover himself there. It's a great strike by Piqué, and we are back in front. Well, it's all over here in the Basque region, and what I should have said is that we are in front for the first time, not back in front, as of course we were a goal down and managed to complete the turnaround, leading by 2-1. That is a fantastic victory and a fantastic second half performance. Piqué only credited with one of the goals, but he was heavily involved in the other. Also picked up a knock, so I'm hoping he's going to be fine and it will just be a 5-day bruise. But we'll jump into our next game. Another really tricky test as we take on Atletico Madrid, returning back home to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. They're not having the greatest of seasons, and there's a couple of teams above them in the table at the moment, so they'll be looking to get back on track to ensure Champions League qualification for next year. Vamos, Sevilla. Early corner for Atleti. Samuel Lino goes short to Ziyech. And Esprilla and Pedrosa have done well there. Pedrosa releases Biner. Could be a great chance on the break. What a fantastic counter. And Biner's away. Alex Biner angles tight across the box for Piqué. Brilliant counter. A fantastic assist from Alex Biner. And another goal from Piqué, who just cannot stop scoring at the moment. Rados. Mean. Piqué. Mario Gila driving on. Oh, what a strike from the big centre-back, Mario Gila. Well, he's not actually that big. He's quite small for a centre-back. The Tinder girls will tell you that. But Mario Gila, what a strike as he steps forward from midfield and doubles our advantage. Well, that's going to do it as well. A dominant display from Sevilla and back-to-back victories against Atletico Madrid. Are we now at a point in the save where we've overtaken them? I mean, it's back-to-back victories against them. We finished second in the league last year. I believe we finished above them in Season 1 even, or maybe level on points, and we were below them on the head-to-head. It was very tight, but what a victory for Sevilla, and we completely kept them quiet in that second half. A fantastic display. and we'll jump straight into our next game, match day 5 of the Champions League, where we're in a really strong position to qualify for the last 16 by finishing in the top 8. Got to make sure we get the win here though in another favourable fixture, heading to Austria to take on Salzburg. Vamos Sevilla. Get up Jibril, well done. Tough start to the game here. We've had most of the ball but haven't been able to create anything clear cut as Romero is denied by a good stop, but the conditions really not helping in the snow as Aymar beats his man, thinks the ball into Jibril at the back post, and the skipper for today gets on the score sheet. Sorry, he's not got the armband because Nemanya's starting. Nemanya's wearing the armband, but the vice-captain Jibril Sow heads in at the back post. Don't see many headed goals in FC anymore. They're a bit of a rarity, but Aymar does brilliantly. Just about keeps the ball in play, and Jibril sneaks it under the keeper to give us the lead. And UK's going to get there. Go on, Shidera. Don't see it of much of the Nigerian anymore, but turning on the afterburners as UK finds Aymar, should be 2, and is quick fire double from Sevilla, and we look set for another win in the Champions League, where we will still remain unbeaten after 5 match days. What a fantastic return to the competition this season. Romero back to Sofiane Diop. And Sofiane trying to use that pace to get away. Diop into Aymar for 3. And that will wrap it up. Another fantastic away day performance from Sevilla in the Champions League. And I think that is going to do it, even with half an hour left to play. A fantastic dominant display here in Austria, and we will head into our next game on the weekend, returning back to matters in the league as we travel to CD Leganes, looking to keep ourselves top of the table. Vamos Sevilla. Currently on a 100% winning run in today's episode. I think it is played 5 and won 5 in all competitions. So it'd be pretty crazy if we went the whole episode without defeat. As Amin, I said he loves an early goal and he gets another here. Leganes currently sat just above the relegation zone, and a great chance to put them to the sword here. Amin Gouiri with another goal, and Sevilla in front again. Ode pinches it off his man, and can we exploit the spaces? Amin finds PK, back to Amin for 2. Gouiri, brilliant strike with the outside of his right boot. He is so good, man. And Sevilla look destined to make it 6 wins from 6 in today's episode. We are flying. In fact, it would actually be 7 games that we've won in a row in today's episode. This is our 7th game of the episode as Amin for the hat-trick, ice off the post. And it really should have been the 3rd. I want to put Leganes to the sword today. I'm sorry that they're the team that have found me in this mood, but I really want to put them to the sword and score some goals today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've not put 5 past anyone in this save. I know we scored some goals in the Stoke City career mode. I think we won 8-0 in one game, or maybe 7. I can't quite remember, but yeah, I don't think we've hit 5 in this save as Benyat looked to have 2 bites of the cherry. Couldn't quite get the second shot away. And as that's fired into Amin, PK has it once more. And Yasser and PK and Agume and Benyat and Amin. Lovely patient build up, and Amin fires in the 3rd. Lovely patient move. And yeah, I want 5 today. We've not hit 5 in the save. That is my target for this game. And Spaniard finds PK, compatriots linking up. Lovely move. Isaac Romero, think that might be his first goal in the league this season. He's had a few in the Champions League, and whilst he's struggled for minutes in the league this season, off the bench today to score the 4th. Well, no 5th goal today as we look to reach that biggest victory in the save. I know we've had 4 a couple of times, but we can't surpass it and get to 5, but I'll sacrifice the 5th goal for keeping the clean sheet, which we managed to do today. Amin Gouiri scored a brilliant hat-trick, and Isaac Romero got the 4th off the bench in what was a pretty convincing win for Sevilla. And as we head into our next game, returning back home to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, our last league game of the episode, as we take on Villarreal, one of the teams up at the top of the table at the moment, so this will be a much tougher game. Vamos Sevilla. very wet and rainy conditions for this one here as Alex Biner faces off against his former team and does well down the left. There's PK. Oh, it's wide. Oh, what a chance. And in the form he's been in, you were expecting the back of the net to bulge. Brilliant work by the former Villarreal man, but PK couldn't finish it. Oh, Conceição away from Pedrosa. Pigs it back inside for Visser. Nicely worked. Danger. What a block, Mario Gila. That is as good as a goal, that. Cracking game here. Corner goes short as Jeremy Pino beats Yasser to the ball, and Pedrosa will clear to Yasser. Now Agume. PK's ahead of him. Lovely counter. Can PK get away? And can PK finish? Oh, he just overran it. Cracking stuff here. End-to-end game. And chances at either end. Conceição finds Terraz, who lets fly, and Kepa makes a relatively comfortable save, but he still had to get across to it. Still we're cornered in our 6-yard box. As that's nicely worked. Johan Visser misses the target. How on earth is this game still 0-0? Big save from Kepa, and then a big miss from Visser, as we will head into the break still deadlocked at 0-0. I'll say Villarreal probably just edged that first half, and as Tierno Barry is denied by Kepa early on in the second, you'd say they'd probably be value for money if they were in front, but thus far, still we remain deadlocked as Biner does well. Great hold up. And Amin lifts it wide to Pedrosa. Just taking my time here as Pedrosa away from Terraz. Has he got the finish? Pedrosa, big block. And still we remain deadlocked at 0-0. As Pedrosa has it again and finds Amin. It's Biner. And Amin back to Alex Biner. In behind. Can he finish? Alex Biner denied, and the rebound won't fall for us as another big chance goes begging. But it's fair to say in this second half we have probably had the better of it after Villarreal bossed the first 45. But with 10 to play, we look like we could be destined for a 0-0. But here goes Tierno Barry. Oh, and Gila couldn't get there. And Villarreal looks set for a huge, huge victory. It will be just our third defeat of the season, but it will pull them right back into the title race. Well, that's going to do it, and I really thought that Mario Gila was going to get there on the cover, but what a victory for those travelling fans. And our third defeat of the campaign allows Barcelona and Real Madrid back in, but don't write these guys off as well. They are right up there this season, and it's Tierno Barry with the goal that gives all 3 points to our visitors. Cracking game though, to be fair, an absolute thriller, and it could have gone either way. But Villarreal with a huge, huge 3 points, and there's no way I am ending on that. We will close out the episode with match day 6 of the Champions League. I believe it's at home to Ferencváros, who are actually having a pretty good league campaign themselves, as we look to all but ensure our qualification for the last 16 by finishing in a top 8 place. Vamos, Sevilla. Yeah, fair play to Ferencváros, having an unbelievable league campaign, and currently sat in 4th place and just next to us in the league standing. So on paper, this looks like a relatively straightforward fixture for us, but with how good they've been in the league phase, I'm expecting a really tough test. And so far, we've not had anything going our own way, as Romero does really well, and Aymar will finish the move off. But it's taken us 32 minutes to get our first opening of the game, and it has led to the first goal as well. Lovely build-up between Romero and Aymar, and they, like Amin and PK, forming a really nice partnership when they play together. Aymar drills in the opening goal, and we look set for another big win in the Champions League. Well, that's going to do it as well, guys, and fair play to Ferencváros. I barely had a sniff. Other than the goal we scored through Aymar Roz, it was a pretty terrible game, and whilst they didn't cause us too many issues, they knocked the ball about like prime Barcelona, and it's no surprise they are doing so well. I believe that is actually their first loss in the competition this season, and for us, in our opening 6 games, I believe that is 5 wins and 1 draw in the league phase. We've been absolutely phenomenal, and those 16 points we've got on the board should be enough to see us qualify directly into the last 16. So another fantastic episode for us. 8 wins and just that 1 loss coming against Villarreal. And the league table is so tight at the moment. We sit top, a point clear of Real Madrid and Barcelona, who are just below us. And then at Villarreal, a couple of points further back on 32. But it is so tight up at the top of the La Liga table. And we're not even at the halfway stage yet. We could be in for one hell of a title race. So we'll be back in the next episode to head through to January, where we will have the Super Copa for the first time in the save. We'll also see the Copa del Rey beginning in the early weeks of January as well. And more big games in the Champions League and La Liga. So I'll catch you for that very soon, guys. Take care and peace.